Olan Deems, where the journey begins. Real struggles, real growth, real success. Real stories. See you inside www.olandeems.com.
Welcome, fellow travelers and adventure seekers. Today, your journey is brought to you by Olan Deems, your personal travel guide and companion, as we explore one of the Philippines' most remarkable natural treasures. Join me as we venture into breathtaking landscapes, uncover fascinating stories, and experience the beauty that makes this destination truly unforgettable. And let me tell you, our gateway to this coastal haven begins right here, with these sweeping, absolutely cinematic views of Baler, Aurora.
So that promise right there, that's our exact mission today, guys. We aren't just taking off a destination on a map. We are unlocking the very soul of Baler together. This whole explainer is really about connecting with a place that has quietly held on to its magic, just waiting for those of us willing to make the trek.
Now, you might be thinking this is just your typical surf town, but there is some profound historical resilience here. If we trace the timeline back to 1735, this area faced absolute, total devastation from the Tromba Marina tsunami. It was this catastrophic event where the ocean literally consumed the old town. It forever changed the landscape and really forged the unbreakable spirit of the locals. Then, moving into the mid-1900s, we get the enduring legacy of former Philippine President Manuel Quezon and his wife, Aurora Quezon, who the entire province is actually named after. They brought some major national significance to this humble coastal retreat. Fast forward to the modern day, and we've got the geographical evolution of the area. Transitioning from the jurisdiction of Southern Tagalog into Region 3, Central Luzon, the province is way more accessible now, with well-paved roads that welcome folks from all over the world. Now, you might be thinking this is just your typical surf town, but there is some profound historical resilience here. Now, you might be wondering, where exactly are we heading? Well, Baler sits exactly 231 kilometers northeast of the bustling capital of Manila. And it used to feel like this remote, almost hard-to-reach outpost hidden way behind the Sierra Madre Mountains. But today, it's a completely different story. This hidden gem is just a 5 to 6 hour drive on these beautifully paved, sweeping roads. You can literally watch the concrete jungle melt right away into the lush, mountainous embrace of Aurora Province. It's the ultimate, accessible escape if you're looking to trade city noise for ocean waves.
All right, let's dive right into our first section, the Pacific Coast lifestyle and surfing Sabang Beach. Because honestly, you simply cannot talk about Baler without talking about the water. The energy here is absolutely electric. Baler has become completely synonymous with surfing in the Philippines. It's a place where the local culture is literally dictated by the tide, and Sabang Beach is the beating heart of the whole shebang.
What's really fascinating is how Sabang Beach has this spectacular dual nature. On one hand, you've got these incredibly calm, beginner waters right at the shallow, sandy bottom shoreline that just stretches out invitingly. But then, on the other hand, just a bit further out, it's serving up towering pro waves with swells up to 2.7 meters. Just to put that into perspective, that's nearly 9 feet tall. So it caters perfectly to complete novices who have never even touched a surfboard, while still being a world-class playground for seasoned wave chasers. Thrilling for absolutely everyone.
And the best part? It is incredibly accessible. For just 350 pesos per hour, you get a surfboard and a totally patient local professional instructor. I'm talking about amazing guys like Ian or Eric Soriano, who know this water like the back of their hands. Or if you already know what you're doing out there, it's a mere 200 pesos an hour for just the board rental, or 800 pesos for the whole day. Learning to surf here isn't some expensive, exclusive luxury. It's a beautifully supported local experience designed to get you out on the water with confidence.
So check out the striking duality of this coastline. Over at Sabang Beach, you've got the absolute center of adrenaline. This stretch of sand catches these formidable, totally untamed winds right off the Pacific Ocean. It creates these incredibly consistent towering waves that can actually reach up to 9 feet. That's nearly 3 meters tall. It is an absolute paradise for thrill seekers, right? But then, literally just a short distance away, the whole vibe transforms. You'll find these hidden coves with calm, restorative, totally serene tropical shorelines. These sheltered spots are absolutely perfect for beginners, casual beachgoers, or if you just want to soak up a quiet afternoon with the water gently lapping at your feet. It's that exact contrast that makes this place so layered and compelling. So check out the striking duality of this coastline. Over at Sabang Beach, you've got the absolute center of adrenaline. This stretch of sand catches these formidable, totally untamed winds right off the Pacific Ocean. It creates these incredibly consistent towering waves that can actually reach up to 9 feet. That's nearly 3 meters tall. It is an absolute paradise for thrill seekers, right? But then, literally just a short distance away, the whole vibe transforms. You'll find these hidden coves with calm, restorative, totally serene tropical shorelines. These sheltered spots are absolutely perfect for beginners, casual beachgoers, or if you just want to soak up a quiet afternoon with the water gently lapping at your feet. It's that exact contrast that makes this place so layered and compelling. So check out the striking duality of this coastline. Over at Sabang Beach, you've got the absolute center of adrenaline.
Moving on to our next highlight, the 600-year-old giant. We're going to leave the roaring ocean behind us for just a bit, because after a quick 30-minute drive inland to the neighboring town of Aurora, the atmosphere just shifts completely. The air gets cooler, the vibe gets quieter, and this tone of reverent awe just kind of takes over. We are about to stand in the shadow of something truly ancient. Take a look at this. Meet the Millennium tree of Aurora. Just notice the sheer density and complexity of those massive sprawling roots. This incredible Balete tree is widely considered to be the largest of its kind in all of Asia. When you're standing right in front of it, you aren't just looking at a plant, you're looking at over 6 centuries of living history. The intricate, twisting woodwork of its base is just mesmerizing. Now, to really grasp the colossal scale of this giant, check this out. It takes 50 adult human beings standing shoulder to shoulder with their arms stretched out just to encircle the trunk. No way, right? And here's a cool detail. For a minimal entrance fee of just 10 pesos, visitors are actually permitted to climb up into the intricate root system. But of course, to protect this living monument, there's a strict preserved limit where you can only climb up to 3 meters. It's a brilliant way to let us interact with nature while ensuring it thrives for another 600 years.
And when you cast your eyes upward, you're staring into a staggering 200-foot vertical canopy. Looking up through those dense leaves and intertwining branches, this towering landmark gives off a deeply ancient, almost mystical energy. It's the kind of place that naturally makes you drop your voice to a whisper, you know? It just commands that much respect. It adds a totally different ecological dimension to your Bali itinerary, perfectly contrasting with the high energy of the coast.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit into human interest and heritage. Because the stunning geography of Baler is honestly only half the story. The narrative of the people who actually call this place home is what gives the town its soul. So, we're going to dive into the rich, local history of Baler, which adds this profound layer of human resilience to all those beautiful landscapes we've just explored. This brings us to a rather haunting question. Where did the survivors run? You see, long ago, a devastating tsunami surged right from the Pacific Ocean and completely engulfed the town of Baler. The very ocean that provides so much joy and livelihood today once brought an unimaginable trial. So when the water rose and everything they knew was completely submerged, where did the people go?
The answer is Ermita Hill. This wasn't just some scenic vantage point. It was the literal refuge for the 6 surviving families of that catastrophic tsunami. So today, when you visit, you aren't just looking at a beautiful view of Baler Town and Sabang Beach. You are standing on historic, hallowed ground. And actually, what I love most about this is that the 15 peso entrance fee you pay today directly funds college scholarships for local youth. The legacy of survival on Ermita Hill is quite literally educating the future of Baler. How cool is that?
All right, next up, local flavors and eco-trails. After climbing historic hills and riding those specific waves, you're definitely going to need to refuel your body and your spirit. Thankfully, Baler offers an incredible array of culinary delights and lush eco-adventures to dive into right after you've worked up an appetite.
To truly feel the heartbeat of this town, you've got to immerse yourself in its landmarks, and oh man, the local eats. You can step right back in time at the intricately designed Museo de Baler and the Aurora Quezon House. Both are super accessible with just a single, really affordable entrance fee. And definitely don't skip the historic Baler Church or that scenic hanging bridge. They are absolute gold mines for photography. Now, for the foodies out there, listen up. The local culinary scene is phenomenal. Hit up the Rolling Store for some deeply comforting home-cooked sinigang. It literally tastes like a warm hug after a long day in the surf. Or go to Yali's Aho Ihaw. I highly recommend their perfectly grilled white marlin paired with Timpladondo's Sukung Baler. That spiced local vinegar takes the smoky flavor of the fish to an entirely new level. It's a real game changer.
When we're talking about iconic Bukla eats, Dylan's Bake Shop is an absolutely essential stop. I mean, just thinking about their incredibly rich Brazo de Mercedes, those savory asado buns, and the undisputed star of the show, the Yema swirl, is enough to make your mouth water. It is literally sweet, decadent perfection. And then you also have fantastic local spots like Baler and Kubli for a heavier, savory meal. Trust me on this, you will not go hungry in this town.
Now, after a quick, delicious breakfast, it is time to hit the trail. The rustic, rocky paths leading to Ditumabo Mother Falls over in nearby San Luis offer this gorgeous, refreshing 20-minute eco-hike. You're walking right across bamboo bridges and crystal-clear streams, entirely surrounded by the lush Sierra Madre Mountains, until you finally reach the majestic, roaring waters of Mother Falls. It's just the perfect morning adventure to wake up your senses.
If you're wanting something a bit more private, getting to this privately owned cove is wild. It's tucked neatly right behind the hills, and the access roads are incredibly steep and winding. Forget taking a standard tricycle here. You'll need to tackle this rugged terrain in a proper 4x4. Or, if you're feeling a bit more adventurous, a pre-arranged hobble-hobble. That's a customized local motorcycle taxi, usually running about 200 to 300 pesos round trip. And those drivers, they are absolute pros at handling those inclines. But honestly, navigating that thrilling approach is exactly what builds this profound sense of arrival. When you finally crest that last hill and look down at the pristine bay, man, the view feels so incredibly earned.
You know, there's a saying that a destination becomes way more compelling when it offers contrast, shifting from public surf beaches to a secluded, visually dramatic environment, and that completely hits the nail on the head for Dicasalarin Cove. Complete with a beautiful, modern sentinel lighthouse standing watch over those pristine turquoise waters, this cove is the ultimate counterbalance to the vibrant energy of Sabang Beach. It's this exclusive, visually stunning retreat that heavily rewards anyone looking to escape the crowds, listen to the quiet crash of the waves, and just soak in some absolute serene exclusivity. Okay, as we wrap things up, let's talk logistics with some essential Bali travel tips. Now that you're thoroughly excited about what to see and eat, I want to put on my practical travel guide hat for a second. My goal here is to arm you with the exact info you need for a seamless, totally stress-free 2-day, 1-night getaway.
So getting here is highly straightforward. Your best bet is to book the Joy Bus from the Genesis station in Cubao and do it well in advance. Ideally, snag that 11 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. direct trip. Why? Because you can literally sleep right through the journey and wake up in paradise. Once you arrive, just hire a local tricycle right at the terminal to take you straight to your resort. Oh, and a quick pro tip from me to you, taking a van from Cabanatuan is a solid alternative route, but those vans will wait to fill every single seat. So if you've got some spare cash, paying for an entire row is absolutely the best way to ensure a comfortable, uncrowded ride.
Also, timing is everything. While the surf season technically runs from September to March, the absolute sweet spot is during those cool months of December to February. As for accommodations, we've got options. Whether you're on a strict budget at a great spot like Nina's Transient or Carlito's Inn for around 1,300 to 2,500 pesos per person, or you're splurging on premium stays at Costa Pacifica or Punta Baler, starting around 5,300 pesos, there's a perfect bed for you. And please don't forget the packing essentials. A dry bag for your gear, an action cam for those waves, plenty of cash for the local spots, and a good beach mat to just chill on the sand.
All right, we've soaked up the sights, so let's get into the practical side of things. The really great news is just how accessible this destination is no matter what your budget looks like. Looking at the 2-day, 1-night ePhilippines packages, if you're traveling with a group of 10, staying at Nina's Transient House brings your per-person rate down to an incredibly budget-friendly 1,308 pesos. Or, moving down the list, mid-range spots like Baler are fantastic for couples or smaller groups. And hey, if you want to splurge on a little luxury, booking a junior suite at Costa Pacifica is still highly accessible, especially with friends. These packages usually bundle the whole shebang: your air-conditioned room, daily breakfast, countryside tours, and even round-trip transfers from Manila. It really proves the cinematic getaway is perfectly within reach, no logistical headaches required.
If you enjoyed this adventure, don't forget to like, comment, and share your own experiences, travel tips, or questions below. Subscribe to Olan Deems for more breathtaking destinations, hidden gems, travel guides, and unforgettable journeys across the Philippines and beyond. For detailed travel articles, destination insights, practical travel guides, and exclusive features, visit www.olandeems.com. Until our next adventure, keep exploring, keep discovering, and keep creating unforgettable memories. If you enjoyed
Join our journey, like and subscribe. Share your thoughts in the comments. Your voice might inspire someone. Until the next story, continue the journey at www.olandeems.com.